How you doing, everybody? I'm gonna start by saying I apologize to one of my viewers who asked me to provide a good alternative to a Benchmade bug out, a budget alternative. So my mind immediately went to SOG or SOG, and unfortunately I recommended this. This is an assisted, so it's really not in the same kind of category as a bug out, other than it has a similar looking lock. But the mechanism is quite different. Of course, I have a assisted Benchmade. Unfortunately, the only assisted Benchmade that I haven't tested yet has serrations. It's the Boost 590, and this is SOG Aegis, some Greek name. So the difference first, right? So this one is stainless and it has S30V, which is one of the best steels on the market today. This one has an oldie but a goodie. It's a D2, but it's cryogenically heat treated. This knife was under $40, was under $38. And this knife was, I had a special buy on this one and I paid $150. So assisted versus unassisted. So here's an unassisted knife, and yes, flicking is cool. You can sit there and do this. And you can't do it with either one of these, but I think it actually will make you a stronger person if you practice closing them one-handed. Wow, this one is so much easier actually. Maybe because of the jimping, I kind of have to reach. I have medium-sized hands, right? Oh, and of course, if you're a first responder and you have a professional opinion regarding the mechanism of your knives, whether you like unassisted, assisted, or automatic, let's hear from you. I think my viewers would appreciate and will be grateful that someone of your stature contributes to discussion on this channel. Let's go. Time to test those knives already. So here's my tree of doom, or my knife toughness test lab. Many a knife were claimed by this tree, and it's a rather dead oak. So the knives go in deep because of the softer outer layer, but underneath is still that white oak quality wood. So let's see how they will do. In random order, the first one I pulled out was this SOG. So I'm going to put it. It doesn't go on safe, so there's no way to lock this in safe position. And let me get a little bit higher up on the tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So by this point, most of the CGRB and cheaper Chinese knives would fail. The tips usually break off, and so did this Benchmade Barrage Worn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and you all heard that. So on the 20th attempt, this blade broke off. And that's usually the story with the D2. All right, let's set it aside. And the next out of the pocket is this $150 Benchmade. I know I can lock it for more safety in the open position. I'm going to go in the same part of the tree. That's at 11. I'm not seeing anything. $20. No problem, 5 more. Oh, got carried away, 28. Anyway, the reason I got carried away, I was reflecting on how my Griptilian in the same steel handled the same test just as well as this guy. All right, and just so that you guys are not feeling too bored, I brought this guy with me. You know why? Because I never had any experience with that CPM SPY steel. So I'm going to start easy. It's very thin. Same geometry basically as the SOG. Let me move this out of the way. It's a little bit in my way. All right, there they are. Okay, so let's do my test. $10. So far, so good. I'm not feeling a lot of flex in this knife. And that's where the SOG broke on the 20th strike, which is very decent, actually. It's pretty impressive for the D2. I think I got 16 strikes out of that barrage by Benchmade, and only like CGRB and D2 only gave me like 4 or 5 strikes, maybe 7. Anyway, 5 more. What was that? No, that was the wood. One more for good measure. Hey, just so that you understand, I am treating them equally. I'm not relaxing. I don't care what the knife costs, or they all covered by warranty. But if any of these two break off, that would be just a topic for another video. But they handled it pretty well. You saw for yourself. All right, let's head and find something else to do with these knives. And here's the tree and my lab assistant. So that you know, I'm only using dead trees for my experiment. So here's another test I wanted to do. That will be a twist test. So what I'm trying to find out here is whether or not the pivot will loosen up. So in no particular order, I'm gonna twist the knives. So 5 times in each direction. I have to say, this was not very comfortable with this drivery finish. Let's see this guy. Change position a little. So 1, 2. That's 10. And now the SOG. 1, 2. And I'm back in my studio, which is also doubling up as my living room. And here's the aftermath. So, of course, this knife suffered the most, losing its tip, approximately 1/8 of an inch on the tip, maybe just a hair bigger, maybe 3/16. All right, I'm gonna go look at the Benchmade. Yeah, a little bit of a play opened up side to side. Nothing in this direction. I didn't check. No. So in the direction of the spine, in the vertical direction, both knives are okay. And then Spydie, no vertical play, and just a hair, just a tiny bit. There's some play. You can see a little bit of a misalignment. Let me try. Right here it's not centered. Let's see. Yeah, it's now favoring this side of the clip. So they're done in a little bit, and it wasn't even that severe of a test. I'm gonna go ahead and do a test cut. Whatever I did today to these knives did not involve any cutting using the edge. Yeah. Yeah. So all 3 knives have very decent edge. So for this test, I'm going to use an antler here with some notches, and I use it as a knife stand sometimes. I'm going toward the tip because of serrations here. Place it out here, and then I'm going to use this 1 1/4 pound mallet, rubber mallet. And I'm gonna, you can't see it on camera, and I don't want to adjust. You just have to, I'm going to hold it vertically and then let it fall onto the spine of the knife, like so. And then examine the edge, see if I can cut still. Alright, that didn't do anything to the edge. This slot will concentrate forces in the forward most. Okay, I don't see any visible damage to the edge. Let's try a piece of paper. Nope. And maybe flip it around. The knife stands on its own, so it'll probably jump out of the way. Make sure where I'm at. Yeah. I don't know if I can do it with every knife. Alright, so like I said, I'm doing my best to just let it free fall. Yeah, so S30V held up. I'm gonna let go of that. I'm gonna do Spydie next, starting with this slot. Yep, definitely roll on the edge. Same exact test. Still cuts paper though. Alright, now we're moving to this slot. I think it's the same roll, just one roll. Let's see if it'll stand on its own like this. It doesn't, so I'm gonna support it with one hand, as you can see, and then just let the put it between the dots here. Yeah, definitely rolling the edge here. And now a second little smaller roll opened up, probably from the last shot. The one before this, I mean the one before last. So yeah, it definitely catches a little bit on the larger of the two, but it still slices through paper just fine. All right, and then finally, I'm a little nervous about that because this might be covered by warranty, but what I'm about to do, probably not. So, and it's D2. D2 is not designed for impact. Okay, something over there. Let's see. Okay, second shot. Ooh, it wedged itself in. No damage. There's just a little bit of an edge, just the tiniest, for comparison. Can't even tell if it's a roll or discoloration from going into the bone. Just like it polished itself. Yeah, definitely withstanding the damage. And last but not least, I'm gonna have to hold this one. Well, definitely Benchmade wins the stand on your own knife competition. All right. No problem. So what can I say? Sometimes you get more than what you pay for.